Welcome back, guys. Hope you guys are all doing well. I have a very exciting video for you today. We're gonna do an outdoor workout. Let's get right into it. I've squatted over 750 pounds. I've benched over 500 pounds numerous times. And I've deadlifted over 750 pounds. All right, for the workout today, we're gonna start out 3 sets of 2 RP 7, 8, 9 on the overhead press, and I'm overhead pressing with an axle. This is actually a homemade axle. It's very easy to make. Get about a 1.5 inch pipe. I threw some tape on it because, you know, the pipes you get at like Lowe's and Home Depot, on the black paint or whatever they have on top of it starts to rub off in your hands. So I just taped the part where I'll be holding, and then I duct tape basically the collars of the bar. It's very simple to make. Anyways, the bar itself weighs about, I think, 18 pounds when I weighed it. And again, I just count that as like 15 pounds. So right here, we got 255 on the overhead press. Feeling good to go. I want to talk about a couple things you'll see on the overhead presses here. One, I'm wearing 2 belts. We talked about this prior. Soft belt underneath, and then I have like a Velcro belt on top. My hard belt does not really fit around that, and it just feels very tight. I like to move this off when I'm overhead pressing. I like to have that second belt up a little bit higher on my gut. I feel much more stable. And then we're pressing through. The other thing you're gonna see are wrist straps this week. So when I was doing my axle bar clean and press, I never wore wrist straps. I don't really usually wear wrist straps, not for bench, for anything else. But I was noticing with the overhead pressing, when I was doing the axle bar and the log press, that if my wrists weren't in perfect position, especially during the clean portion, you know, I could feel it tweaking a little bit. Nothing strenuous, nothing too tough, but just slight tweaking. So I decided, let's see if we can implement some wrist wraps just to protect yourself before you wreck yourself. Now, again, most of the things I do, my bench pressing, lots of overhead pressing, lots of rows, I don't use a ton of supportive equipment because I do things correctly and because, you know, I'm a strong, resilient guy. However, if we're gonna try to compete at maximal level, we always want to take every advantage we can. If supportive equipment's part of that, then supportive equipment we must wear. After the 255, we went on to a PR of 265 for 2. Couple things here. One, I gotta remember to embrace the lean. It's okay to lean back when you're overhead pressing. Of course, there's, you know, degrees to this, but it is definitely okay to lean back. If you look up clean and press world record, so Olympic weightlifting used to have clean and jerk and a snatch, and then also a clean and press. If you look at the clean and press world record, it's like 500 pounds, and the guy is like bent, reverse bench over, right? So your back can take it, and again, maybe it's not the most visually pleasing thing to see, but if I'm able to safely lean back as I press over and I am able to get more weight, then why not, right? So 265 went up, very nice. After that, it's like been like between 80 and 100 degrees where I live. It's humid as an MFer, and I've been sweating my ass off. So what do we do after the overhead presses? We take a pickle juice break, all right? Now, you're gonna see the pickle juice. You also see a jug. It's like a milk jug. It's just filled with water. Stay hydrated. If you're sweating, especially if you're a big guy and you're sweating a lot, make sure you stay hydrated. Plenty of sodium, plenty of electrolytes, and plenty of water too, okay? A couple things that can happen if you don't. 1, horrible cramps, not good. 2, just overall poor performance on the lifts, not good. 3, an exhaustion headache. And this has happened a few times before, but you know, I don't drink, but if you ever get a hangover or something like that, you're just dehydrated like an MFer, right? We don't want to get to that point. Pounding just water is not going to help you. You need to have water with electrolytes. The sodium will help you retain the water that you're drinking, okay? So I like pickle juice. It tastes fine to me. I'm also a guy who drinks chicken shakes. So again, you know, you might want to try something else, some Gatorade or whatever. But pickles, get some pickles. Eat the cucumbers. Once you're done with the cucumbers, you can drink the juice. Be good to go. The one thing I will say if you're doing that is don't get the pickles that have like the sodium benzenate, the yellow 5, and all that shit in the pickle juice, pickle jar. Get your normal, like a nice organic pickle juice, all right? After that, we only got one set of bench. I'm only doing one set of bench. Now here's the reason why, and it's actually an interesting point. Someone commented on a video prior saying that he was not able to do heavy dips and heavy bench pressing with the same intensity during the week. This is where proper programming comes in, really focusing on your goals, what you're trying to get from training. But right now with training, I'm really focused on my overhead strength and I'm really focused on my dip strength for my street lifting competition and for my strongman competition. So what takes priority? Overhead and dip. Bench press, I still want to keep it strong. I still want to have good bench strength, but realize after I do all my heavy overhead pressing, all my heavy dip pressing for the week, my bench press is going to be hit. 1, 2, you don't need a ton of volume in order to be able to maintain your strength with a lift, okay? Little story time. I was dealing with some pretty bad patella tendonitis a couple years ago, and I was only able to squat once a week. I squat one set once a week, heavy, and that was it. I was able to maintain my strength and squat 760 later that year, all because I just did one very hard set. And that's what we're implementing here with the bench press. We're not doing a ton of reps on the bench right now because we're focusing in on these couple movements, but I'm doing one pretty moderately difficult set to be able to keep that strength and to be also able to train the chest and the triceps and all the good stuff that is trained when you bench. So I believe I got 5 here. This is touch and go. One thing I'll say, I think I hit the J hook on one of the sides on the 5th rep, so I had to rack it. And yep, as you can see there, not too good. So I racked it, rest a second, and got my 6th rep. Very nice. After the bench press, we moved on to 5 sets of 15 for the pull-ups. Now, the same rep scheme I did last week. And a couple things to point out here. One, it's progressive overload or progressive overstimulus, where we're trying to stimulate the muscle to do a little bit more, to grow more muscle, to get stronger, whatever we're trying to do there. It's best if we can add 5 pounds. It's best if we can do another rep, but that's not always the case, right? A lot of times, what you're gonna do is you're gonna track the difficulty of your rep scheme or set. So for instance, my pull-ups this week, if I was able to not rest or break up the sets during the later sets of the 5 sets of 15, that means I'm getting stronger. That means I'm pushing myself. That is a good thing. That means I'm progressively overstimulating my body to grow more muscle, to get stronger, all right? So after those pull-ups, we got 2 sets here, we went on to lat, like a dumbbell pullover, but these guys are like a easy bar pullover. 75 pounds, getting a good stretch, and pulling over. We're not doing anything too crazy here. It's not like an RP10, but we're really working on that overhead mobility with that movement. Then after that, we go on to some easy bar overhead tricep extensions with my elbow sleeves on. Why do I have these elbow sleeves on? Well, a couple things. In the past, non-cable related movements, so cable tricep extension, cable overhead extension, single arm cable tricep extensions, they never bothered my elbow. But in the past, if I did anything that was like free weights or dumbbells or anything like that, sometimes that could bother my elbow. Now my elbow is feeling much better. But I'm gonna put on my elbow sleeves just to protect. I'm gonna be very controlled, really controlled with the eccentric, controlled with the pause, going through a full range of motion to continue to build the resilience of my joints with these movements, right? And we're getting a lot of overhead work because we need more overhead work. End of the workout, Hope you guys enjoyed. Lots of great videos coming to you guys. Couple things. One, thank you all so much for the comments down below and in a few of the videos asking questions, asking the things you want to see. I will get more videos like that to you very, very soon. So like, subscribe, comment, and of course, if you're looking to take your performance to the next level, please reach out to tankstrengthcoaching.com. Email me there, learn a little bit more about me there, or you can DM me at tankstrength on Instagram. We can talk about your training and see how we can get you to the next level. Let's get it.